And we back. And this gentleman I have on, I've been following him on Instagram. I would say, as I honestly think it was when I first started my podcast, you popped up as people you may know. And I was like, hey, that's a dope ass name. And so followed him, watching his content he's creating. And when I seen him, he was outside walking. And I was like, hey, that's Dr. Cannabis. I know him. And so then we seen each other in here. So without further ado, we have LaMott Jackson, who is a Gangier. You have a cannabis business?
No, I work for Mochatok Farms in Hudson Valley, New York.
Okay.
I also do bud tender training.
Okay.
I'm also working for Rise in Orange, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. So you got a plethora. I guess it comes with being a Gangier, correct?
Yeah, it does. It's something that gives you a lot of knowledge. It's always good to be, knowledgeable in all things, or as many as possible, versus just one thing. It's good to be good in one thing, especially if you're really good at it. But I like to touch all different areas of it. So,
what was your experience like in becoming a Gangier?
So in 2016, I decided to leave my 25-year career in IT. And started studying cannabis. So I was just doing research stuff. Obviously went to YouTube University where, you do all about cannabis and stuff. And just quick note, my first intro into cannabis was at age, if I'm correct, 45. I had an edible on my way to Six Flags.
Oh.
That was the first cannabis thing I've ever had.
Were you against cannabis?
No, not at all. I loved it. I love what it is. My mother, I remember her getting me dressed for kindergarten with a joint in her mouth.
Okay.
So she smoked weed for many years. So I've always been pro cannabis, as far as I've always looked at it as a better option to be against cigarettes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I did all that studying, and then I came across Green Flower online and went to their other modules, which they had Growers Quest and then Green Flower University. And this is years before the Gangier program. When they said they were creating that, I was very interested, because by that point, people were coming to me about cannabis questions because I had studied it so much and so deeply. And as soon as the Gangier program came out, they talked about what it was. I was like, I know this is for me. So took the course. It was, I would like to say, a year of hell, but that's actually a good thing, because I went through a lot. I was so focused on it, it was just crazy, and had to go do the 2-day live training in California, then come back to California for the final exam, and passed. And when Derek Gilman, who's the managing director of managing director of the Gangier program, when he told me I passed, I almost felt like I was gonna faint.
That's dope.
It was such a stress that just flushed out of
you. Yeah.
Because at that point I was running at such a high level, it's been crazy. But since then, it's been just trying to figure things out, put on events, do this, do that. And then eventually, got hooked up with Rise, and then I'm working with Mochatok.
That's dope. It's cool that you've been around cannabis and you weren't really, they usually say, one of my friends said it with your parents.
I smoked it at 13.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's awesome to see you've been around it and you've learned it and things like that. Now you're official with it.
Yeah. Well, God bless them even for smoking at 13. And yes, I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Only because it's good that they have a kinship with the plant like that.
Absolutely. Me, very spiritual.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, it was very different, because I avoided cannabis only because I never trusted who or where I was getting it from. I grew up in Brooklyn. I grew up in the hood. I heard nightmare stories about sometimes of weed and of course other drugs, which I've never done, but I've always been worried about something happening with it. So, not that I'm against the legacy market. I get plenty now.
No, but you want it to be tested.
I have tighter relationships with people, so it's different. I was always very paranoid, so for me, I avoided it for that purpose. But I was always pro-cannabis from way back then.
Well, one of the other questions I like to ask on my show is, what is your preferred method of consumption?
I like to vape flower.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of joints or blunts, only because it gets in the way of the flower. I'm very much a purist.
Okay, I can dig that.
I know that seems to go against the culture of cannabis.
I just thought we had 4 blunt smokers. He was like, I don't like that. But I've heard people say that it takes away from.
Yeah, it's when I smoke, if I try to smoke a joint, which I've done, it's a lot of fighting through the charred charred rolling paper and stuff, and then like burning flower in general it mutes the taste. Whereas with vaporization, especially if I go at lower temperatures, I can taste and enjoy it more, and I get a really great high. Yeah, big time. And I get high just the same as anyone else.
That's dope. Next question is, what do you like to eat when you get stoned?
Oh my God. So usually what I would do is, like if I have like a Sunday that's just open, I ain't doing nothing, I'm just chilling. I'll often probably order takeout, like Chinese is always my go-to. And then while I'm waiting for it, I'll have a sesh, take 3 really big hits off my Da Vinci, and just let it kind of wash over me. And by the time that food comes, man, it's on.
You ready? Well, look, man, thank you so much for coming on the show. I've enjoyed watching the things you post, and it's cool that I've never really been one of the people to be like, oh my God, that's somebody I follow this. But it was cool to see you and be like, yo, I know him. So I appreciate everything you do. And won't you tell them where to find you on Instagram?
I'm on IG, Dr. Cannabae, DrCannabae. I'm not on Facebook. I was years ago. Don't like Facebook. I know I'm on Instagram, whatever. I get it. Because you know someone's at this is better. It's what I'm saying. Okay, we get it. Calm down in your mom's basement. But yeah, Instagram is where you can find me. Let me see, I'm not on Twitter, but you know what? Hit me on Instagram and you'll be able to follow me anywhere else. But I just want to say to anybody looking to get in the cannabis industry, this period we're in is what I've always called the Wild West. So this is really a great, fantastic time to get into this industry. Don't wait till there's a lot of standards in place that may block your entry into it. It's kind of open, but not. But, you know, get into it, especially people of color. I'm talking to you. This is your industry as much as anything else, and probably more so. So please, please, if you're looking to get into cannabis, do it. You don't have to be a Gangier like me, but get into it, and this industry will pay dividends like you wouldn't believe. And it depends on where you want to. If you're happy at dispensaries, that's good. But if you're happy in the pipeline before it gets there, that's even better. But absolutely, please, we need more people in the industry.
Yeah, people like us. It's beautiful to see us in the industry.
100%.
Well, sir, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And you know the drill. We'll be back.